Alright, so we want to get right to it. Thank the Most High, thank Big Alma Mama, thank the Universal Creator, the One, the Source, the All the messages came before me. You don't want to forget about Noble Drew Ali. You don't want to forget about all the messengers that was all over. And this video also, I got a little note that I'm talking about. This is not gonna be a short video. We got more crown jewelry, morecrowndjewelry.bigcartel.com. It's where you go to get the crowns for your turbans. You know, you get the turbans from Tel Aviv Bay. Then you got Zora Maisonette that's got the Hashima bracelets, and you got Vivica Morbe, I think it is, that has the honey and some other products. You got a lot of different products. So I mean, and that's just if you're inside the TLC 13 Love community. A lot of people aren't inside of that, but still you can find a lot of these things on different websites like Twitter, different social medias, as far as Google Plus. A lot of these products are homemade products that are made by people with care and love, that are touched, people that are anointed, that have a good spirit on them, so that they're not sending something to a factory to where it's just getting print and pressed or just getting repeatedly made over and over by a machine. You want that vibration to be good even when you're putting your shirts together and stuff. Now your t-shirts might be different. You might have different on the print and pressings and stuff like that. But again, that was morecrowndjewelry.com or morecrowndjewelry.bigcartel.com. I just ordered mine today. They didn't have the one I wanted, but I've seen some other stuff on it. They got a big selection. And it's just talking about the little crown for your royalty. If you're royalty, you want to be recognized as royalty. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it's going to be. It's what it always was. But this video is going to be talking about a lot of different stuff. So this video is for my daughter, Wendasia Gipson, Gipson. For the people who don't know, that is my daughter, out of Panama City, Florida. I love her to death. I'm going to hold her up. I ain't going to hold her down. I just want to talk about the situation. She's probably not going to see this video, situation that she's in, or what they're accusing her of. But this is basically, I want anybody that knows this, that's in the family, to know about this. That's going to be asking questions and stuff. I don't want to answer a lot of questions. I'm just going to just put everything out there right now and just keep it real, because you got family. I got the TLC 13 Love community family, then I have all of my family that's all over different across the world, the globe, and then you have different friends and stuff, and it's something really big. It's important, and I have a lot of stuff that I want to touch on. I don't want to forget anything. I do want to send a special shout out to the motherland and to Senegal, to the good classy queens from over there, Binta Faba, Jatame Binta Faba, and Queen Fatima. We'll always be BFFs, and no matter what, they'll never take that. No matter how it turned out, they'll never take that from us. But this video is pretty important because I speak on a lot of stuff and I talk about a lot of stuff, and you have to be a man of your own word. And so I might be in a little bit of a somber mood, but I know I tweeted something on Twitter. It was probably about a week ago, and I said that when you are vibrating at an optimum level, there's nothing, just about nothing will be able to stop you and be able to hurt you. And just that, there's rules. There's a situation for every rule. There's some kind of something to circumvent that. And a situation that's going on with my daughter, and it knocked me back a little bit. I was hurt because you have a situation to where yesterday was the 13th, and I wanted to come out and do a lot of stuff for my business and go ahead and put the website out there and go ahead and start getting this book out and taking the orders for it, which that's going to be a process, because you know, when anybody that's dealing with PayPal and all this stuff, you got to get the orders in, and then you ship them out, then you got to put the login numbers in there, and it's a big thing to just first starting off. So everybody work with me for these first orders for the first couple little weeks while I'm getting these first orders and figuring it out and getting everything together and fine-tuning it. But I just want to say that you have a situation to where I'm sitting here watching TV And well, I'm not watching TV. I don't watch TV. I watch movies. I ain't gonna lie. I do watch movies. But I was in the kitchen with my mom. We got this lot of family in from out of town, so she wasn't really watching it either. The news was just on, and I was just sitting here texting the queen or whatever. And my mom has the news on. I don't watch the news because it's disinformation. I don't watch it. But to think that you're sitting here watching the news and then they say your daughter had just robbed some store, and she's talking about 4 or 5 different charges. She was already on probation, and now they're accusing her of all of this stuff. I'm willing her to be innocent, you see, because even though I'm gonna love her, like, then this is for my kids, little Wendell, Molly, Ajanique. That's mainly for you to know that I love your older sister. I love her regardless. I mean, yeah, she's all in my discovery, you see. And yeah, she did try to, she actually lied on me, tried to get me sent to the penitentiary. But here's what you need to understand. That karma must be repaid, because yeah, I was smoking and drinking, but I was still on a high spiritual level. Everything that I was talking about was right, because I wasn't doing that before I got into that situation. I might have fell prey or victim to a situation, but I was on that high level. And sometimes when you're a recovering alcoholic or you have problems with, like, if you're somebody that used to smoke crack, you don't hang out with crackheads. If you're somebody that used to get drunk, you don't want to be around somebody that's drinking every day. And if you used to smoke cigarettes and smoke weed, you don't want somebody in your house smoking cigarettes and smoking weed. It just does not work like that. Some people are strong enough to do that, others aren't. But here's the deal. You have a situation to where that karma has to be repaid, because you're affecting someone's life that loves you. And for you to intentionally set out to wrong somebody and harm somebody, and then the kind of bad lies and everything that you spread and do all of that kind of stuff, and then my homeboy helped her out, gave her a place to stay, and she stole money from him, and then talked about me like a dog. I gave the girl my car. I mean, everything. I did everything for her. But, and I'm going to write her letters until she gets out, and I'm going to hold her up. I'm not going to hold her down. I'm going to hold her up. You see, a lot of people, they talk about it. They don't live it. People can say, oh, I was in the streets, I was living it hard, and I was doing this, and I was doing that, and they hood, and they gangster, and they make these songs and stuff. I mean, my firstborn daughter is probably tougher and more thug than a lot of you so-called wannabes out there that think you're all this and all that. I'm not glorifying it. I'm just saying that real recognize real. It's as simple as this. Let me explain it to you. See, got this on? That's straight out of Compton. Now, some people might want to wear that t-shirt because that's something cool to wear. There's 2 different kind of people. Somebody gonna wear a shirt like that because it's something cool to wear and it's gangster. And then you got another people that's gonna wear it because they're really straight out of Compton. Or they might be straight out of California. They might have been born in Cali, you know? And so they're gonna wear something like that. And it's gonna be something like that. But you have to, I know it seems like I'm going on a tangent, but I'm just trying to tie everything together, because I spoke on how nothing can get you down, and it did get me down a little bit, but I bounced right back the next day, because I love my firstborn. I mean, I love her to death, and I feel like things changed a lot when I left out of her life. The next time I seen her, she went from being a girl to this stud, you see. And I tried to work with her and do everything, even though I broke my will and went against my will, and it cost me a lot. And it's cost me, every time I've tried to go against my will, it's cost me dearly. But I mean, this is the brand that you support. And anybody who gets this book, the book of books that's going to be coming out today, it's going to be on Big Cartel. I think it's going to be Juba Bay 13 Creations. I'll leave the link on the page or whatever. But this is the brand that you're supporting. This is somebody who's real. I'm just like somebody else that you might know from some other situation. I mean, I made it out of it. I'm going through my own trials and tribulations right now. But right now, I can say that I've made it out of it. The old me, maybe a year ago, I would have went and got drunk off of that. Hearing that your daughter might be facing 40, be lucky to get 20, you know? Something like that. I mean, that's hard for a parent to take, and it makes you realize just how short this life is, and just how fast, how time is speeding up. It just seemed like that girl was 13, 12 years old. Now I got a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old, and now she's 20 and looking at all this time. But and it's more than just that karma, because a lot of stuff, karma must be repaid. You might, and this is something very important, you might get away with something, but that karma might fall onto your daughter or to your son. Not as far as saying for me, because I don't get away with stuff. I mean, if I pull the trigger, I'll get shot back. I mean, if I do something here, then it comes right back to me. I mean, I get mine comes back to me fast. But as far as maybe on the other side, you might thought you might have got away with some stuff, you know, hitting the king up for everything that he had, and then you think that it was all good because he didn't get out of jail and try to ask for this and try to say anything, and then he just kept it moving, didn't have no animosity, didn't have no revenge, and his heart is light as a feather. You think you got away with it, but now that's your best friend in the whole world, and you know who I'm talking to. That's your best friend in the whole world, and I know you somewhere sick right now because all of this could have been avoided. You cannot be godless. Your universal creator, your God, you're the Most High, the one, the source. You're Jesus, you're Buddha, you're Allah, you're Krishna, you're Tankashila, whatever your religion or your faith is. You have to have that. Now, you have to have that balance too, because if you lean too heavily on one, you're going to miss the truths in the other. But you still have to have your own higher power. You cannot be godless. So if you're thinking that you're God, guess what? You're godless. You have to have some kind of foundation or something to live on. And there's a lot of females and men, kings and queens out here that are godless because they don't think that God talks to them. They talk to God, God doesn't talk back. Well, who are you talking to for 5 minutes? I mean, if God or the Creator is eternal, what is 5 minutes? What is 30 minutes? I mean, you get to a point. You'll get to a point to where when you go to sleep at night, it'll be a big communion. And I'm not saying I'm just super ultra high spiritual person. I mean, for the most part, I am living a pretty close to perfect life. I have some thoughts that I have. I mean, I can be real about that. I got some thoughts that I have that aren't good. But as far as eating right, as far as trying to edify my soul, as far as trying to help people, as far as trying to have my head screwed on right, as far as the toxins that I'm not putting inside of my body, as far as a lot of other things that I used to do, even though I was on a high vibration, there's a lot of other things that I used to do that they was canceling each other out. And you also got to realize, and this is something that just came into my head thinking, what you want for yourself is nothing compared to what the Most High or what the universal creator or what your higher power wants for you. You can never fathom, and you can never even imagine what you want for yourself. You can't compare what you want for yourself and what is wanted for you. You can't compare what you're trying to get and what is already there for you. You see? So, I mean, this life is short, and there's a lot of people out here, and you don't know. Like I got a right hand man, Storm Sims, and you know I got a whole bunch of friends, Reggie Turner, Ray Gold, E-Dub, Mary Whitty. You know, I have a lot of friends out here, and they know what I'm talking about. We you know what I mean? It don't have to be said, but you know what time it was. You know where we came from, and everybody that I just named is all vibrated and migrated away from that, and it's all doing good, and all got great things going on in their life. But you gotta reach one, teach one, reach one, and that person will reach somebody else or whatever. And I know I can say at least 2 people, maybe 3. And I don't know what those other people are gonna do. You're talking about Colin Page. He's on that high vibration. He said I started that fire in him. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't see him. I mean, I know it's hard, but you're not gonna be what you want to be. It's the difference between drinking. I'm not condoning drinking, but there's a difference between drinking and getting drunk. And that's me. I used to be a drunkaholic. I can't take a drink. I know I can never drink again. I can't. That's not in me. I can't do that. I mean, I can't take a sip of alcohol because I'm going to be right back out there. But some people can sip a glass of wine. Does that mean that they're not going to heaven, or they're some kind of addict or something because they can drink a glass of wine and somebody else can't? It's a difference. Some people can even smoke a cigarette and not smoke another cigarette for a year. That's just some people. Other people, they take one hit of a cigarette, now they're buying 2 packs a day. I mean, and another thing, when this is something else that's on my heart, and I get this stuff from the Most High, I do. And people can say whatever, but another thing, when you're out here as a king or a queen, and you're meeting somebody, and y'all starting a relationship, you're starting to court somebody, you don't want to try to change that person, because you can already see off top if that's the kind of person that you're going to vibrate with. And if that's the person that you're vibrating with, then if they're not on that vibration that you want to be on, you can't get with somebody that's on a lower vibration and try to raise their vibration. You could try to help somebody to raise their vibration, but you can't have a relationship with them and try to pair bond with somebody that's on a lower vibration. It does not work. It is not going to work. If you see somebody, and the thing about it is, if they're vibrating on a high level, they might be eating some things they're not supposed to eat, or they might watch a TV show that they're not supposed to eat. But if they're vibrating on a high enough level to where they have their own religion and their own spirituality, you can intercede for them and start to make them see things with your prayer and with your meditation and sending up your pillars. You can start interceding for them. So you don't want to try to change somebody. A lot of people, it's hard for when you're meeting somebody. And I'm talking about the 15%. A lot of people, we hold such a high standard where you got to be doing this, where you got to be doing that. That's my stuff. I'm very picky. But the Most High's universal creator is like, you can't change somebody. You meet somebody, if they're on a high enough vibration for you to like that person, that you see something enough into that person that you want to build with that person, you can't start telling them, oh, you're not supposed to eat this, or you're not supposed to watch that TV show, or you're just supposed to this, or you're supposed to do that. I mean, certain things, like, whether you're Muslim or Christian, and I just no disrespect to anybody, but whether you're Muslim or Christian, and you eating pork, and you should, I stopped eating pork before I stopped eating meat. I stopped eating animals. I mean, come on now. Anybody out there being pork, shaking my head, SMH, you should be ashamed of your damn self. Because all the religions say that. Even the ones, all of them say that. Jesus, Yeshua said, don't eat the swine, put that into put the demons into the pig. And then the Muslims, they know they're not supposed to eat that. I mean, the way I was taught way back a long time ago, before I even got on this higher spiritual level, was that they took a cat, a pig, and a dog and spliced that DNA together, because the trash was getting overrun and they wanted to make something to eat the trash up. So, I mean, whether that's true or not, you can take a piece of pork and put it in a glass and it'll turn to bugs. I mean, so I don't want to get all the way off on no tangent or anything, but like I said, this exact point in my life that I'm at right now, I had a dream about this 8 years ago. Everything that's going on, except for the last thing that just happened with my daughter, my firstborn, Wendasia, that I'm going to hold up. And you don't want to hold nobody down. Why would I want a king or a queen, my homeboy or a lady that I'm courting, why would I want her to hold me down? We're trying to get lighter and rise up. Why would I want something to hold me down? But everything that's happening in my life, exactly to the detail, I had a dream about it. And it was just so far gone beyond to where I would never think in a million years that I could reach that kind of level, or that even the situation with the people that I'm around, I had no idea what it was. I had that dream and I was like, I wasn't even on that past life thing. I just really couldn't figure it out. But then you start coming into it. And another thing, you ever heard of somebody talk about you're in your season, or it's your season? They tell you, oh, this is your season, and that means that it's your time to shine, or that you're getting to your own thing. So nobody can tell you that. Nobody can tell you when it's your season. People have been telling me that. They told me that a long time ago when I was pushing Lexuses and Benzes for my Uncle Eddie. And it wasn't my season because he offered me something really good, and because I guess I just wasn't ready for it, And I had my Aunt Candy and all my aunts and everything that's always been trying to take care of me. My Uncle Gusby, my Uncle Buddy, my Aunt Cheryl, my mom. Everybody has always tried to tell me when my season was and try to tell me to do this and to do that, and they've always offered everything for me, but I wasn't ready for it. You have to be ready for it. And as far as with your own business, if you don't, your business, it doesn't really even have to be, you want it to be profitable, but you just have to you just need to get it off the ground. You just need to be running. Like Unc said, 13 Messenger, Nah, son. What he said is you're being watched, and you need to. You're not gonna give you. Why would I give you the keys to my mansion if I gave you the keys to my lawnmower, and you can't even do that? You can't even do that, right? If I can't trust you to cut my grass, how can I trust you over this big, vast estate that you're supposed to be? You got people trying to be in, and you got people that was in living in the projects 1 month, and now they trying to file paperwork so that they can be living in the mansion. But you couldn't even, you can't even manage something small. So that's where the business comes into play. It's more than just trying to make money and trying to get financial freedom. You need to have your own business so that you can be deemed worthy of running more. You see. So I hope that I helped somebody with this. But like I said, this is who I am, you know. And I've been calling myself a king. Anybody know me from a long? I started calling myself a king. It was I think I was King Wendell on Facebook, and that was maybe 8-9 years ago before I even knew that I was a king. I was on that. I was on that king mentality. This is what you. Anybody who wants to get my book, this is who you. That's who you supporting. That's what's in my book. It's real, and a lot of my dreams and stuff and everything. It's a good read. You're gonna get information in there, and you're gonna get a good read. You're gonna get a little bit of insight into my life. And like these songs that I do, I was supposed to do another song called I See Her in My Dreams. I just really ain't in the mood for it. But I'm not going to let anything stop me from doing what I'm going to do. I wanted to just lay in the bed today and just feel sorry for myself. And then you don't want to cry. I did shed some tears, but you don't want to cry because you don't want to water that pain. You don't want that pain to grow and get bigger, you know. So you might, you know what I mean? You might slip up a little bit, but you jump right back. And you fight and you keep on fighting. So no matter what it is or what you go through, you have to know that you are going to be all right, because everything is a trick. This is all just an illusion. Every single thing is just to keep you looking outside and looking all around you, not looking up. Time is running out on this planet, and everybody's trying to do all these different things, and then you got people that's here that's trying to help you. I mean, I don't know how many books, I'm probably sure thousands and thousands of books got wrote before mine that was on the same frequency, on the same vibe, and not a lot of people gonna read them. That's just what it is. I mean, that's just what it is. That's just what time it is. But for anybody that's watching this video right now, this is a good read for you. There's good information in here for you, whether you're in 13 Love community or not, or whether you're somebody who's trying to figure out, well, I know Big Cuz, and I know Unc, and I know how it used to be, and I see he got a big change in him, and I want to get a little taste and see, just get a little insight to what's got him on this kick. Or if you're somebody who doesn't even know me at all, and you don't know anything about TLC 13 Love community, you don't know anything about Dr. Yafa Bey, you don't know anything about Taj Tariq Bey, you don't know anything about Noble Drew Ali, you don't know anything about the 13th Son, you don't know anything about that, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a good representation. I'm a good representation. Right here, right now. I don't know what I'll be tomorrow. I know what I was last year at this exact moment in time. I know my vibration is a lot higher than it was this time last year, even though I had the big old fancy job and I had the good little hustling thing going on, couple cars, nice house, all that stuff. Now I don't have any of that, but my vibration is so much higher. Now, I mean, it's just off the chain. So, like I said, figure out what it is that you need to do to get yourself right. And everybody's always on, be spiritual. You can go to your church if you want to. You can go to your mosque. You can go to your temple. But you have to have that personal relationship with you. Is that the only time is that the most time that you pray? Is that the most time that you turn yourself into a worship or you worship? Is when you're at church? What do you do when you are not at church? Are you doing anything to edify other people? What do you do when you're I know a lot of Christians, they don't even go to church. A lot of Muslims, they don't even go to mosque. The secret about all that is the Most High is inside you. I did a song about it. Nobody really paid attention to it. The very first video that I did, look in your heart and find that God spark. Look inside yourself, because your soul is inside of you. So you look inside yourself and you get that spark. My and if you read the book, like I said, I got that in the book as where I tell you how I sparked mine, because mine was dormant inside of me, and you should feel a pumping, a throbbing inside your stomach. Some people don't even feel this. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. A lot of people do feel it, but I know for a fact that when your spirit flashes on, that fire inside you starts quaking and starts throbbing. You should feel that inside your stomach, whether you're Christian, Muslim, or whatever. You should feel something inside your stomach. And then now mine is done rose up to my chest and it's kind of going up to my neck and all that stuff. Excuse me. And I haven't really pressed the issue like I usually meditate the 30 seconds and count down backwards, and there's a lot of things that I do so I can get information. But right now I'm just overwhelmed with the information. I'm just overwhelmed with the situation, and I want to get everything set up, and then I'll start digging back deep and getting inside and seeing what's going on, because there's a whole big old boat that everybody missed. Now I don't know how many more is coming, and this is one right now that you can get on and catch a ride, you see. And you might be able to jump on this boat and catch a ride to that island, but you're gonna have to have your own business. You're gonna have to be self-sufficient. You're gonna have to be able to sustain yourself. All right. 13 love, 13 knowledge, 13 wisdom, and above all, love yourself first. If you don't love yourself and you don't know the self, you are not going to be able to do anything for anybody else.